There's great diversity within the homeschool community, even within Utah. But one thing that the vast majority of homeschool moms can talk about for a very long time is homeschooling. Today I've been wisely reminded to keep my comments short, and I will try very hard to do that. So I'm going to quickly explain how 3 of my 5 scholarship children have benefited from this scholarship and how the scholarship has impacted our family in general. My 17-year-old son, who's graduating from homeschool this spring, is deeply passionate about tech, especially programming and cybersecurity. Many years ago, he attended BYU's free summer cybersecurity camp, excelling and even stumping a lot of the teachers. But after 2 years of attendance, the camp was compelled to charge admission. And therefore, because this was before the scholarship, it was just simply out of the question for us. We were certainly not bitter about losing access to the camp, but it was disappointing. Through his personal dedication over the years, my son has become really good at what he does, even to the point where he sometimes helps out professional programmers and he regularly mentors other students. In fact, the last 2 years he's attended SaintCon, which is a nationally renowned professional cybersecurity conference, attending classes and workshops and rubbing shoulders with the best in the field. This year, with the Utah Fits All Scholarship, it has made finances almost a non-factor for our children's education. In August, we purchased a framework laptop for our son. This laptop is one where you choose and assemble the various components and also create and compose the programs it will run. My son is physically and digitally building a laptop and network. He also requested a Bamboo 3D printer so he could digitally design and physically create the components that he puts into the laptop. Thanks to the scholarship, his opportunities for advancement have been propelled forward, uninhibited by lack of equipment or tools. This wasn't the part where I was going to get emotional. Before UFA, we would not have been able to provide him with those tools or the depth of this immersive learning experience. His goals after graduation include attending BYU and eventually being admitted into their world-class cybersecurity program. Okay, my 12-year-old son is a serious geologist. He has already completed 2 different curricula and launched multiple university-level lecture series on geology and paleontology. As a member of the Junior Geology Club, which is part of the Timpanogos Gem and Mineral Society, he has attended monthly meetings, rock hunting trips, and volunteered at their annual Rock and Gem show. This summer, he was a beta tester for a potential high school geology summer camp BYU is considering offering. I wanted to bring him today, but he's currently working on a science fair project, and I have to read this. The science fair project is investigating the effects of weather on the aging and growth of clamshells from the Eocene epoch era lake named Lake Uinta. And he's doing this by studying and measuring growth rings on the fossils he found up Spanish Fork Canyon. He has books upon books and samples upon samples of specimens. This is not a temporary obsession. He has been doing this for years. Thanks to the UFA scholarship this year, he acquired some lapidary equipment, a slab saw and a calving machine. And this helps him study his rock and mineral specimens more intimately. Before UFA, this would never, ever have been possible for him. He takes pride in the care of his tools and is enjoying himself immensely. For my geologist son, this is a dream come true. This is the part I knew I was going to get emotional about. My 15-year-old daughter is a reader and a writer. Recently, she looked up her books, laughing, and declared, "Oh, Mom, I just know Jane Austen and I would have been best friends." I've always provided her with high-quality literature, classical writing curriculum, and personal mentoring. But thanks to UFA this year, she's been able to take multiple English classes simultaneously, receive feedback from a variety of writing mentors, and fine-tune her talents and skills. Now, everybody knows a homeschool mom will learn just about anything to support her children's education. But apparently, some of us have limits, and my limit is clearly Algebra 2. Moved by her frustration and tears, I was ready to just give up and get her a short financial literacy course and call it good. However, with this scholarship, all of a sudden, a math tutor and mentor became a reality for us. Just last Saturday, my daughter gave an oratory at a speech and debate tournament on the wonders of math, of all things. Her judges responded that they felt chills, and she had fully convinced them that math was something enlightening and beautiful. Now, independent of her success at that tournament, I was moved to tears because a new world has been opened up to her. And not just academically, her entire life and the lives of others has been enriched by access to something as simple as a math tutor, thanks to the UFA scholarship. Now, my other two scholarship children are still finding their way, and I'm totally okay with that. Our children have been enriched through a range of educational experiences, from millennial choirs and orchestras to our rigorous teen homeschool commonwealth to Mountain Glen Technical College. But all of these things have only been possible with major sacrifices on the part of our family, and we've had to forego many highly desirable opportunities due to these financial constraints. Recently, with inflation and the rising costs of just about everything, we found ourselves bracing for the awful dilemma of needing to sacrifice some children's education for another's. How do we decide which children will go without? How can education be such a limited commodity that we have to start rationing it amongst ourselves? Thankfully, we never had to actually make that decision because we were afforded the UFA scholarship. Scholarship money is not sacred in the sense that religious tithing is. However, my children recognize that their opportunities are a result of someone else's tax dollars. We collectively feel a responsibility to spend money wisely and use it at the best of our discretion. As parents, we are uniquely positioned and qualified to do so, and often capable of doing it at a fraction of the regular costs. My children are normal children, but they are thriving in every way, spiritually, emotionally, socially, and academically, thanks to one, the support of a strong and connected homeschool community, and two, the financial support of a state that recognizes the importance of education for all children. Everyone here will readily admit that the government is not God, but I cannot tell you how many times in the last 6 months my husband and I have sat down and expressed our gratitude for the miracle of the UFA scholarship in our lives. We are overwhelmingly grateful that we live in a state that recognizes the family as the basic and core unit of society. We are grateful that the state of Utah understands that parents, although not perfect, are the rightful, loving, and tender authority over their own children, and that parents know their children's needs better than any other organization or authority. This is true regardless of whether they choose public school, private school, or homeschool. All parents love their children and are invested in their futures. So I say, God bless Utah for financially supporting families by providing free public education for those children whose parents do not have the time or desire to homeschool. And God bless Utah for financially supporting families who do homeschool, parents who cheerfully fulfill the responsibility of educating and preparing an intelligent, well-rounded, and compassionate generation for the challenging future that we all face. Thank you.